then yeah, I would have been good, because the earliest my grandma wakes me up each morning when I stay at her place would be 5 a.m. But I didn't get to sleep until 3 a.m. because that's when I finally was able to come back and look through the window, and I saw, oh, no one's on the couch. So I went in and I unfolded it into the bed it unfolds into and went to bed. And a few hours later, my grandma starts trying to wake me up like she always does, because at the time, allegedly, she did not know anything had happened unusual. All right? And I'm telling my friend Jaden everything that happened, right? And, you can read that message if you want that I sent him about what happened at 7:42. I kept falling asleep. I wouldn't get up and fold up the bed. I kept falling asleep each time they tried to wake me up because I was tired, because I couldn't get to sleep until way later last night. All right? Now, around 9:30 a.m., I woke up to them screaming at me, saying I need to get up out of bed and stop laying around like a slug. That's what my grandma said. She said I was laying around like a slug and I needed to get up. And I told her, again, because I had been repeating what happened since she first tried to wake me up at like 6 or 7 a.m. And she was getting mad at me that I kept falling asleep. So she went in the room where my birth mom normally sleeps, in the same room as my grandma. They normally sleep in the same room. She doesn't normally sleep on the couch where I normally go to bed. And so somehow she didn't know that my birth mom was gone from sleeping next to her in the same room, allegedly, and had no idea that she was out on the couch, But she went in there to go get my birth mom and talk to her. My birth mom lies and says that I came home at 11:30, went in to see that she was there, and then left immediately, and says she was awake. Even though I got there at 11:30, or possibly later, but most likely right about 11:30, and she was asleep. And I sat around for half an hour to an hour, and she was still just asleep there. She did not get up. She did not open her eyes. She did not say anything. She was just laying there, still with her eyes closed, and I thought she was asleep, right? She didn't have any indication that she wasn't asleep. If she was awake, she was laying there silently with her eyes closed, not moving for like half an hour to an hour, as if she was asleep, and did not acknowledge that I was there. She saw me. That's why I sent my friend Jaden a video at almost 12:30, an hour after she says I came home, of me leaving at the parking lot at my grandma's house, leaving. So they tried to tell me that I came in and walked right back out at 11:30 and that she was awake. And I was like, no, that did not happen. That's not what happened. That's not true. Are you calling me a liar? Well, what you're saying is not true. If you want to say I'm calling you a liar because of that, yeah. Because that's not what happened. I did not have a chance to go to bed. She was laying on that couch asleep. And the video proof is right here. Look at the time I sent my friend Jaden this video at the apartment complex parking lot, leaving, sending that to my friend Jaden on my own alone, walking away. Not out in Columbus in his car, hanging out with him, because it's an hour later. And if I went out hanging out with him, we could easily be in Columbus by then, So that contradicts what they're claiming, because it's not true. I was there, guys. I'm telling you, that's not what happened. She was not awake. I did not step in there and then leave right away. I sent my friend an Instagram video like this, where you open up the camera in-app and send a video. Okay? And look, I got Wi-Fi and mobile data enabled. And there's a good signal. I'm not out in the middle of nowhere. I'm in my hometown. It's halfway between two major cities in Ohio, Springfield and Columbus. And it's a big city that has around 12,000 people, I'm pretty sure. There's phone towers everywhere here. I spend like 14 miles a day on average walking around here, out in the country, out in the fields, and I still get a good connection. So they got into an argument with me, claiming that I was lying, not them, and telling that door story, that I went in and went right back out the door. And I was like, no, you guys aren't going to lie and punish me like this, saying that it's my fault. That's not what happened. And they started screaming and yelling at me. My grandma got mad at me and pinched me during part of the argument. During another argument, she picked up my shoes off of the floor and started hitting me. And you can actually hear this in this audio recording, because I wanted to record this and show this to Jaden, because they were claiming I was out hanging out with him. They started claiming that I left last night, not last evening, like when I actually did, but again last night, they were saying, to hang out with Jaden again. They're claiming that's why I didn't get home until 3 a.m. to sleep. Or that's what they tried to claim at first. So I started recording them arguing, trying to say this to me, to send it to Jaden here, thinking it would be amusing. But they just kept saying, make your bed before you leave, my grandma kept saying. And I was like, yeah. And she repeated it, and I was like, okay. She kept repeating it, and I couldn't change the subject, so she just frustrated me. And I was like, how about you repeat the lie? And me calling the lie a lie offended her, and that's what took, her and my birth mom, who told her the lie she believed without questioning, that's what ticked both of them off. And so during the argument, I never put my hands on no one. I never do to anyone. They're women, but it doesn't matter if they were men. I don't really hurt people unless I have to or I'm gonna die. I'm always a flight, not fight kind of responder, But during the argument, they hit me with shoes, pinched me, and she stomped on my injured toe that she knew was injured and had a bad ingrown nail. I need to get a nail involution surgery, and she knows all this, and I've talked with her about this in the last few days, several times. And on camera here, during this minute-long recording during the argument, which went on for like 10 to 15 minutes, a part of that you can hear is when she kept hitting me with my shoes over and over, hit, and I was like, stop hitting me. And it didn't really hurt, but still, like, a grown adult is doing that, and they kept telling me I was acting immature and that I was crazy. Take a listen.
Evening, make your bed.
Okay, so what are you...
Before you leave in the evening, make your bed.
Yeah, so you guys are saying...
No, I'm saying now, today,
okay.
This is my house.
Talk about...
Before you leave every evening, make your bed.
Hang on, no?
No, not hang on.
I hear what you're saying.
I'm saying it now, and I don't give a fuck about anything else. Before you leave every evening,
okay.
This is over. I don't care what's happened.
Why don't you repeat the lie about how I was hanging out with Jaden from 11:30 to 3 a.m.? It's not a lie.
Hear me,
Jaden has work tomorrow. He has to sleep. I wasn't hanging out with him at 3 a.m. You guys are crazy. I said
you can't call us liars and call us crazy. That's not okay.
You're gonna kick me out of your house because I exposed you lying.
Stop calling us liars.
You guys are lying.
What is wrong with you?
I'm recording you guys lying, and Jaden hears your lies now. Stop hitting me. Stop hitting me.
You have to leave already.
Bro, I was just asleep, right? And it's 9:43 a.m. They're mad because... That's me sending my friend Jaden an audio recording after they threw me out the house, explaining what the audio recording I just sent him before was. His second one for him. Kind of slept in a bit, and they had trouble keeping me to stay awake, and I kept falling asleep after they'd wake me up because I couldn't go to bed until 3 a.m. She was where I sleep, and I had nowhere to go, right? And I kept checking back. At 3 a.m. she was gone, and I went to bed, right? So they just woke me up screaming and cussing at me. They're trying to lie, and they're saying that at 11:30 p.m. last night, I left to go hang out with you, and that we were hanging out until 3 a.m. I had video evidence because I sent you the videos on my phone last night, and they're time-stamped to 24 minutes after midnight, 12:24. The videos I took here in the parking lot, not out hanging out with you, alone here in the parking lot, leaving, telling you about how she was asleep on the couch and I had nowhere to go. I told them, hey, I have this video evidence that's time-stamped, want to see it, because they tried to lie and say, no, you came here at 11:30 and then you walked straight back out and you never came back, and Jaden picked you up and you left and hang out with him. Then he brought you back at 3 a.m. So I was like, no, that didn't happen. He has work tomorrow, and I got proof. When I said I got proof, both my my grandma and my birth mom started screaming and screaming and screaming and cussing. And I was like, I got proof that you guys are lying. And they're like, you're calling us liars. You need to take accountability. You were hanging out with Jaden. You're calling us liars. And dude, I just caught some of what they were doing on audio for you to hear. They were screaming and cussing at me nonstop. I didn't cuss at them, but I raised my voice too. But I never put my hands on anyone. My grandma pinched me. She picked up my shoes and repeatedly hit me in the arm with them over and over. And she stomped on my injured toe that has that ingrown nail that's always bleeding. It hurts. She knew that I had it, so she was stomping on it. And she kicked me out of her house. And my birth mom, Tia, and my grandma, they get along just fine all of a sudden. And now they're saying that I'm lying about both of them, and I'm a psychopath, and I need to go to a mental hospital because they saw you pick me up last night at 11:30 and drop me off at 3 a.m. That's what they're claiming. And you know that that's not true. And I got the video that I messaged you and I sent you it last night at like 12:30 almost of me leaving and not out hanging with you somewhere, not in your car. So these people, I tried to tell them I had proof, and that's when they really snapped on me. That's when my grandma started hurting me, stomping on my toe, pinching me, and hitting me with my shoes. And that's when she told me to get out. And she said that I need to take responsibility for actions that didn't happen and go to a mental hospital. And she said that she wished she could run my head through a wall, and that she wished I would stop talking because I was exposing that she was lying. So she said she wished I would stop talking, or she wants to blow my brains out. Like, that means to shoot me in the head. But she doesn't have a gun or anything, so it's not really a credible threat. And sure, she can say that she was just mad or whatever, or she can try to lie and say she didn't say that, but she did say all that stuff. Yeah, she was like, you know what I wish I could do? I wish I could run your head through a wall. And then she said something like, if you keep talking, I wish I could blow your brains out. She probably doesn't mean it, but like, you know, like, I did not say nothing like that to her ever. I don't think that's justified, you know. And you saw that text message my birth mom sent me, right? Claiming that I need to go to a psych ward for disagreeing with what she's saying, being like, that's not true, you guys are lying. And she's like, you know, how dare you call me crazy? You're crazy and you need to go to a psych ward, you know. And she's threatening to send me back to my adopted mother, who raised me from the time I was 3 to when I was 19, when, you know, I kind of ran away from there because I wanted to go be an adult and get a job and stuff. I wanted independence, so I left when I was 19. That was not even a full year ago. I'm 20, about to turn 21. And, yeah, I mean, she's threatening to send me back to my adopted mom, who she personally